looking at you, kid. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'll have what she's having.
Boss will be with you, always.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
I have no plan, and that's okay. I have no plan in real life as much as I have no plan right now. This is Gone with the Wind. Cue the music. Hey everybody, this is Manning, the host of Gone with the Wind, the show about award shows where we talk about, you guessed it, award shows, but I think award shows have now been postponed, as well as everything else at this point. The Tonys were actually just postponed too, if you guys look at that. And I think if that's any indication, that's probably for the safest bet, because just think about all those people packed in one area, because not healthy at this day and age where we are right now. But as Ryan said last time we were here, we are all practicing the safest of social distancing, as safe as you can possibly get, because we are literally all in different countries. Like officially, we're all in different countries.
Yeah.
And speaking of Ryan, we have Ryan.
What is up, everybody?
As you can see, he's loving the self-quarantining.
Wait,
life.
as you can see.
Oh, you're right. As you can hear. My bad. We can't.
I was like, wait, who can see this?
We can, obviously.
Well,
As you
yes.
can hear, he's enthusiastic about it.
Super enthusiastic.
And we also have you can't see him. Well, you can see him now. You couldn't see him for us, but now you can. But you can also hear. We have Abe.
Hi.
It's good to hear from
morning.
you, Abe.
How are you?
Hello.
Thank you very much. I miss going to the movies.
Yes.
And I miss you too.
Think there's a reason we do not go to the movies for the foreseeable future, Abe.
You know, the sad thing was the last movie I watched was Bloodshot. Like they could have been a better one.
So sorry that was the last movie you saw in theaters. And we have all the way from New Zealand, Malcolm.
Hello. I don't have anything really to say. That's all been postponed.
Everything has been postponed at this point. Cancel or postponed. Even Con has been officially postponed and canceled. So thank God for that. They took them long enough, because remember 2 weeks ago we were still talking about the idea of why has everything else been canceled but the festival? Why? I don't know. Because they're stubborn mules is what they are.
Was cancel? Or cancel
Yeah,
like 100%? Oh my God.
Canned was canned.
But we have all the jokes. But today we don't have an agenda, because as I mentioned prior, there isn't really, things have shifted and things have changed. Obviously not for the better, but for the better in the sense of we need to enact some of these, changes now in order to beat this virus that we have right now, which is obviously COVID-19, because I've been trying to disconnect on the weekends and my days off from all this, but it's hard to do it as such, because obviously it's affecting us and how we live our lives. I know Ryan and I were trying to just find a way to talk and chat and see another human interaction last week. Well, good thing we got it, because we have a time zone difference. Which is also killer.
It's amazing how much that 2-hour difference makes. Like,
yeah,
But
I will say, so before we begin, we're gonna kind of talk about what we've seen so far in the few weeks we've been out, how the weeks have been. So we're gonna start over here with Ryan. Ryan, tell me, how has your quarantine couple weeks have been? Obviously, you don't need to go too much into detail. Personal life, but tell us, what have you watched, done, observed from the comforts of your couch?
Well, I've watched a lot of news from the comfort of my couch. Not that the news has brought me a whole lot of comfort of late. But,
I was about to say, I apologize.
But that has been the predominant thing I've been watching. My office workers are still deemed essential, so I'm still going to work during the week. But I feel myself slowly going insane on the weekends as I sit here entirely alone, it's been a very interesting environment. Although in terms of fun things I watched, I finally, and like I don't know why it has been such a mountain for me to climb, but like every time I've tried to watch a movie, I just like haven't been able to like bring myself to either do it or to get through it. Like I keep falling asleep or just drifting off or not paying attention or something, and I don't know why. Like, what has been my mental block? But I finally got through something. I watched the movie Onward last night, which is my first 2020 movie, and it was really good and delightful. I was very happy that I finally got to it because it definitely deserves a watch, and I'm very sad for it now that it got killed in theaters by the coronavirus.
Yeah, it killed a lot of movies right then. So first off, I have not seen it yet. I'm waiting for it to be on Disney Plus, I believe next week or this week, I guess.
April the 3rd.
Okay, so this week. Okay.
It's going on Disney Plus on April 3rd. I thought it was only for rental April 3rd.
No, it came out on digital last week. It's going to Disney Plus this week.
Yeah,
it came out to digital to buy.
Yeah, a week early. Yes.
And then it says to rent on. Actually, I don't even know if it gives a date, but
I mean,
That's
it's I mean, when I first heard the news, I thought that was interesting. But
yeah, I didn't think it was. It was an interesting marketing move when I heard that too. But that's why I decided to wait because I want to see it, but I want to save money because
fair enough.
y'all know we're gonna be pinching.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave it the $20. I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
and it deserves it. Poor
so
thing.
so yeah, definitely. So all right, anyone has seen Onward besides Brian?
Abe.
All right. You two, as spoiler-free as possible, give us your quick thoughts, synopsis of Onward. We can go into discussion about it next week. How about that? What do you know?
You know, just to say something, this movie sucks. Like the first third of the movie, I think it's really bad.
Ryan,
No, but let me finish. It's a mess. I just don't get it. However, the next 2/3 of the movie are fantastic. Like, they really top it. Like, I think it's a middle of the road Pixar film, but at the end, they are able to deliver a really good movie. Like, you connect with the characters, that brotherhood, I guess, relationship between them. Really, the movie's really funny. Like, there's a side plot with the mother and I don't remember the name of the character, but it's Octavia Spencer's character. Yeah, that thing, like, that's also really funny. It's just a fun movie. I was expecting way more. Like, I was really hoping for this movie to be great, but at the end, it's a good movie. Like, you can hardly argue with that. But the first third is really bad. I have to say, it's probably the worst thing Pixar's ever done. And I'm talking Cars too. That first third.
Whoa.
Okay. No.
First third.
Ryan. All
Get
right.
out of here. That is absurd. This movie is charming. It is really interesting world building. Actually, I think this is the kind of movie that Bright wanted to be. Like, I think that it takes that concept and actually works.
Now, you mean like
And,
lore-wise, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, and like it's like some of the characters. The one thing I will say about the beginning is that some of the characters initially come off as grating, but that's sort of the point. That's sort of the point of the movie, is that you're like supposed to be a little bit skeptical of some characters at the beginning, and over the course of the story, like, I think that the setup was actually really well done. Like, it's pretty charming, and you kind of get to know the outline of what's happening, and then something weird happens, and that, I mean, obviously in hijinks ensue in some cases, but like, I think that overall, the way that it kind of plays out, it worked for me. I don't know, it was charming.
Yeah, it
And
does.
like you said, the ending was really good too.
Yeah,
Which,
that
obviously,
final.
like, this movie's not like, whatever the fuck. Like, it's not Toy Story 3 or Incredibles or something like that, but it's good. Like, I kind of put it in, and actually, maybe when I say this, other people are going to be like, well, yeah, that means it's bad. But I like these two movies, so whatever, you'll have to bear with me. But like, I kind of have it in like a trio with Finding Dory and Brave, where like they're just these good movies that are like, they're a little bit wackier than some other Pixar movies, but like they all like wind up in a very charming place and are fun.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. However, the thing is, I think the movie for
You
me
said
was.
you said the beginning was worse than Cars 2, Abe.
Whoa,
Okay.
okay.
I was
Abe,
exaggerating. I was
Okay,
exaggerating.
right. Pause. Abe, I'm curious as to why you think that's a statement right there, saying it's worse than the entirety of
No.
Part 2. Explain.
Okay. I take that back. I think I was exaggerating just to make my point. But I think I don't like the characters at the beginning. I think they start getting interesting when the road trip begins, and it just feels weird. And maybe it's because I walk in like 3 minutes late, because I was buying popcorn, and I don't think the world building. I was hoping for more
Not
like
much happened in the first 3 minutes, but okay.
yeah, but like I was hoping like maybe we can see the world, like the cities and something, but we go into this. I mean, not wasteland, but we go to kind of like a wasteland of just trees and everything, which I don't think it's considered a wasteland. But whatever. Yeah, I just don't like the beginning. It's just a weird thing. Like I don't feel connected. And as the movie goes on, it really improves, and I think it ends like on a fantastic note. However, I cannot give it like a great or a no, yeah, a good one, because there's a spectrum that it's really bad for me, and there's one that it's really high. So let's keep it in the middle of the row. And I just noticed I'm moving my hand, and nobody can see me. So
Nope. We can see nothing.
can you see the lights?
I see something.
Can you see the cable?
I see the cable. Yeah, we hear a lot of rumbling.
Okay, that light, that's the good. Right?
We hear the light. Yes.
That one
We hear. I'm
was
sorry. We
bad.
see the light. We don't. We see.
Whatever.
Okay.
Just that movie is good.
Okay.
Like overall it's good.
Okay. So how would y'all rank it in comparison? I know Ryan said he'd put it in the mix of Brave and Finding Dory, which you consider. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Which
Good,
I
not
like.
great. Yes, I like Brave.
No,
I can't give it Finding Dory.
I don't want to say good, not great. Like I think they're not like
The B tier.
they're not the B tier. I mean, they're B tier Pixar,
B
but
tier's
they're
pretty good.
But they're A tier for other things.
They're inconsistent. B plus.
For Pixar.
A
That's a
minus?
big.
Okay.
I gave it a 4. That's what I gave it. So
Okay. That's still good.
Okay, I give it a 3.5. I give it a 2.5. I
Wait.
have it above Monsters University, The Good Dinosaur, Brave, and the Three Cars movies.
I have it in 11th overall.
I have it at 16th. So out of
Yeah.
22. So
I had
that's
22 films. Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's
I
in
have
retrospect.
I have it in 11th above Finding Dory, Brave, Up, Toy Story 4, Monsters University, Cars, The Good Dinosaur, The Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Cars 3, and Cars 2. In that order.
I forgot how low Up was on your list. I'm discouraged by that. I'll move on. I'll move on. I forgive.
Now that's a cripplingly inconsistent movie, but conversation.
It is. I will not. I will quickly hold on. Wait. It is inconsistent in the sense of not quality, but I will say, in my opinion, not in quality, but in tone. And I think it uses that tone really well, going from levity and seriousness in this whimsical way. But I get your point. I've heard that criticism a lot of times before, and I get it. But it works for me. I needed to defend it out there just to get it through there. Go ahead, Abe.
It's exactly. It's like Up. Up is a great movie at the beginning.
Come on! I agreed with you for like a second.
Yeah, Abe, that's fair.
No, I
It's a
really
great
liked
movie.
it. Like I
The
don't
beginning
think.
is great.
Yeah, I don't think like
True.
the
And
after the funeral.
actually
and
the
all-
end is pretty good too. It's
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
whole middle that's unwatchable.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of tough.
it's kind of like
Wait, unwatchable? That's a harsh.
yeah. I mean, I really have to be pushed to watch Up. Like I will watch the beginning and the end happily, but
Just skip the
like,
middle.
yeah, I will probably just tune out and go on my phone if I ever have to watch the middle of Up again.
Is it Kevin?
I mean, I don't like Kevin. I don't like Doug. I don't like really
Alpha,
any of the
Beta.
characters in the middle of that movie.
Any?
I don't like
You don't
the
like
villain.
any animals? All right. So anyone who's not Carl Fredrickson and what's the little boy's name? Russell, thank you. Russell. So anyone who's not them, everything with them is great.
Their relationship is cute, and I like it. And I do like the visual of the house flying with the balloons.
That's a fantastic visual.
It is.
Okay. Well, all right. Anyway, so Abe, I'm not going to agree with you again until I've heard your full take now, because I agreed with you too soon. So
I don't think it's bad. I don't think that it's unwatchable. No.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think it's unwatchable. I just think the movie peaks way too early.
It blows its load for sure.
Yeah, and it just
no, not when we're talking about a Pixar film. Come on.
I think it has quality.
Pixar film.
I mean, it's cute and funny, and seeing the waterfalls in Venezuela, which is where they are. It's really beautiful. I think it's really funny. You know, the dynamic between Kevin, it's cute. And then I haven't watched it like in 4 years, I think. So I don't remember most of it.
I need to watch it again. We have time. I might as well watch it.
Yeah, but the movie peaks like that beginning of Up. Like, it's one of the best probably the best animated. Well, no, second to the I Need a Hero from Shrek animated sequences of all time.
I didn't expect you to say
What?
That's the best animated sequence of all time.
Wait,
Hero from Shrek 2.
From Shrek 2. That scene.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I will say Shrek 2, that scene I watched on replay.
It's an entertaining scene, but like no.
It's one of the best. Like,
okay. I will agree with you. It is one of the most rewatchable scenes. As a kid, I replayed that scene just so many times.
I still watch
the
it.
The action is great. The music works well, but the best of all time.
Yeah, I'll say it. And I watched like almost the whole Disney catalog and the whole DreamWorks catalog. I mean, I haven't watched French or Miyazaki films. A little of them, but that I watch, yes, no scene hits me hard. I rewatch it like at least once every 3 days. That's how much I love that scene.
Do you just go on YouTube and search it or something?
Yes.
Maybe Abe needs a hero.
That's what it's subconsciously.
Like, it's one of the best climaxes in cinema. I just remember we're just talking whatever because we don't have an actual topic, so it's good I went to a tangent of Shrek 2, which is better than the original, right?
I do agree.
I might throw that on a poll for rank and bests.
Also, I have another thing to say. Shrek in Spanish is way funnier than Shrek in English. I'll say it like that. And it's not a cultural thing. I think Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz are fantastic. But the people that voice the characters in Shrek just nail it.
I wish I spoke Spanish then.
That was trending a couple of weeks ago. Well, days, I don't remember. Shrek in Spanish.
Was it? For what reason?
Yes. Yeah, in Twitter. I don't know what are we talking about. I'm just trying to make conversation about how great Shrek 2 is.
Okay, so the question, I'm going to throw it out here real fast before I move it on to, wait, were you done, Ryan, with your discussion of stuff you saw this year, or we got way off track topic? You were? Okay. All right. Okay, well, before I ask this question, would you y'all? No, that's not right.
Would you y'all,
youngins there, like to give us a quick synopsis of what this movie actually is? For those
sure. Yeah, Onward is a story primarily about two brothers, Ian and Barley, who are elves. I actually don't know if they were like called dark elves or whatever, but they're elves, and they live in a world where it's basically kind of like modernish, but it's habitated by all sorts of like mythical beings and creatures and stuff. Barley's kind of a loser. He loves to play like these sort of like D&D type games, which in their world are based on history. And
I was about to say, wait a minute. How does that work?
It works exactly the way you think. And Ian is his younger brother who is like is kind of nervous and meek, and he's very hung up on the fact that he never got to know his dad because his dad died like before he was born, or like around that time, where his older brother did get to know his dad for a brief period of time. So at some point, it's Ian's 16th birthday when the movie starts, and they get a present from their dad that their mom has been holding on to, and it turns out to be a wizard staff with a spell to bring him back to life. And hijinks ensue.
Of course.
And the two brothers go on an epic quest where it's cool.
You sold it more than the trailers did. I'll give you that. Because those trailers were very uninteresting. Well, they didn't sell it as much as I wanted them to. We'll say. So
I mean, it's a story about love and trust and believing in yourself, and it's like it's a pretty, like, if you look at the narrative at the end of the day, it's a pretty pat narrative, but it's like it's well done, it's charming, and once you get to live with the characters for a little bit, like, I think you grow to really like them. I don't know. I also found Ian to be immensely relatable. There's a scene early on in the movie that I was like, oh yes, that is pretty much me, like 90% of the time. So,
I need to see this then. I was like, oh,
You make
okay.
list?
huh?
You make list?
Well, I do
Oh,
make
do
lists, but that wasn't precisely the scene I was referring to.
Huh.
Referring to the scene outside of the school for Abe's purposes.
Then I guess I will have to wait and hear when I see it this Friday. So all right. So that aside, now, quick question: What is y'all's favorite animated film of all time? I'm now curious, since we're on the subject of animated films and the quality of them. Which one is yours that you're like, yes, that is my favorite? And it doesn't have to be the best. Again, in my view, there's two different types. There's your favorite, and there's the best. So, since we moved on from you, Ryan, we'll let you start this, and then we can move on to Ryan, Abe, Malcolm, me. So, favorite.
Toy Story 3.
Right answer. Abe.
The Lion King.
Another good answer. Malcolm.
The Lion King is the correct choice.
That's another good answer. And Toy Story 3. Okay, so we have some consistency in here. That's good to know. It's good to know.
We're all within, a decade and a half at least of each other, so that's sort of the way that's bound to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will say, Beauty and the Beast is always a special place in my heart. It's right up there, and How to Train Your Dragon is also very close. But just for quality's sake, and because it's a wonderful trilogy, Toy Story 3 will take that, obviously. All right, then here's another question. Oh, Malcolm, go ahead.
I prefer Toy Story 4 over 3.
I know, and I don't understand this. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Malcolm.
Toy Story 3 is the perfect conclusion. 4 is the perfect conclusion.
Well, was 3 not the perfect conclusion?
No.
No.
4 is like that, in those, like, in books when or at the end of movies, and then these happen, and then these happen. When they say like about the characters, and Malcolm moved on to a better life with his wife, and Ryan graduated from, I don't know, some college and got a PhD in psychology. That's what Toy Story feels like.
It's the appendix of Lord of the Rings?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, like the end of the...
Or the appendices. Appendices. Why did I say appendix?
And Woody got his girl back and run away.
Appendix was a singular version of appendices.
Oh, okay. That was right. Okay. For some reason in my mind, I was like, that's wrong, Manning. Let's not do that. So basically what you're saying is that Toy Story 4, this is going to be real nerdy, in Lord of the Rings terms, is the scourging of the Shire. When the entire of Mount Doom.
I have no idea what are you talking about.
Ryan gets it. It's basically like, oh, okay.
Kind of. I'm not gonna lie.
So, like, listen, I love Return of the King, but you know what? From a book standpoint, it doesn't make sense.
Actually, no, it was a good part of the book.
Oh no, I really like it.
It just wouldn't have worked on screen.
Oh, 100% not. It would have been like, it would have, for those of you unaware, the Scourging of the Shire is basically where the hobbits have, after defeating Sauron, Saruman in this version, for those unaware, has not actually died. He has not been killed in an extended edition on top of Isengard. Spoiler alert. In this one, he has disguised himself in, I forgot the name of the person he told himself to be, but that's neither here nor there. He and Wormtongue have kind of supplanted themselves into the Shire and are now governing it. So the hobbits have to go back and stop him there right after destroying the ring. So it kind of feels like this weird denouement that doesn't really make sense after we've had the climax. And I never personally liked it as a whole, but I liked the chapters in of themselves. So that makes sense. And there's me nerding out for a hot second. I never understood it, but oh well. Because we had to get rid of Saruman some way. Because
Lord of the Rings for the win.
For the win. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a different question. What has been your favorite film this decade that we've been in? I guess Toy Story 3 would still be in that. We're closing out the decade now. We haven't talked about the best stuff. So what is the best animated film that we've had this year? And I know, this decade. And I know that Toy Story 3 would be the one for me and Ryan still because that's 2010, right?
You mean last decades.
Oh, yes, excuse me, last decade. I keep thinking we're in 2019.
We're just talking animated film or what?
Animated. We're not going to go and touch that yet over there. It's way too much.
Well, I mean, Toy Story 3, obviously it fits in the decade, so clearly it still is the one.
Yeah.
But if I'm naming another film, just to name another film, Kubo and the Two Strings was my second favorite animated film of this decade, so I'll give it to Kubo.
I mean,
Inside Out was very close. But
I mean, Kubo and the Two Strings is my favorite one from last decade.
Okay, there you go. Hey, there's some similarity there. And then Abe, what was yours?
For many years it was Toy Story 3. However, as I grew older, I guess it's like what Inside Out did to me. Like I don't think many films, and it's just like I just thought about the movie way too longer, and I really like it. Like how it breaks down a person, like in a simple way, but a complex way. And that one, Inside Out.
I will say,
still legit pick.
Inside Out still has the moment that nearly brings me on the verge of tears every time, and it's like the 1-2 punch of Bring Her to the Moon, followed closely right behind of when Riley runs away, then she comes back, and just it fully breaks down and admits it's this beautiful like release, and it's just like I
thought it was a broccoli and pizza.
That's what made you cry?
Yeah.
That's the broccoli pizza made you cry. Oh, okay.
That movie doesn't make me cry. Doesn't make me cry. It just makes me think.
How
I mean, I don't.
How the things we've done through like made us like how that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you go into those tangents here.
It's definitely ponderous, and I think that like for me, the end of Inside Out is definitely the part that like gets me all the time. Her coming back scene, just like it's crushing. Like, but so is the end of Toy Story 3, and this is the Inside Out effect, or this is the Pixar effect.
So long, partner.
Just like. And same with Coco, another one of my favorite Pixar films of the decade. And
they really like have great punches at the end. Just
like they're very good at making you cry at the end. Like, fuck you.
except Up, where they make you cry at the beginning. Am I right, guys?
Hey.
Oh, I can admit that at least. No, I will. And I will say, because I'm in Toy Story 3, I'm probably gonna go again, turn around to How to Train Your Dragon 2, which I still think is the best DreamWorks film out there. And like Shrek 2 is fun. It's super fun, but it lacks the emotional weight of How to Train Your Dragon. So I encourage you all to go seek that out if you have.
But you think How to Train Your Dragon 2 is better than How to Train Your Dragon 1?
Oh, I meant 1. I don't know why I said 2. How to Train Your Dragon 1. 2 I love. I love 2, but 1 is a much more consistent film. It is a much more consistent film and has a lot better through lines, while 2 has some really great highs, but some really low lows. which I can talk about How to Train Your Dragon this entire podcast, but we are not going to, because this is not the How to Train Your Dragon podcast. This is the Gone with the Wind, where we're the show that talks about award shows, but we have no award shows, so we're just talking.
Well, I mean, I don't think we talked about the Razzie Awards since last time we recorded.
Yes.
Oh wait, did they release them?
They did.
Did I miss that?
They released a video. I've actually got them up right now.
All right, then let's take a break. Abe, before you tell us what you've been watching, Malcolm, tell us what won for the. I kind of know what swept, but I don't know what it won, so we're gonna find out.
Yep. So worst picture went to Cats. Worst director went to Tom Hooper.
Oh,
Worst actor went to John Travolta.
oof.
Worst actress went to Hilary Duff.
Ooh.
The Fanatic and Trading Paint apparently was both of them. Hilary
Right.
Duff got worst actress. James
Or
Corden got worst supporting actor. Rebel Wilson got worst supporting actress. Eddie Two, half feline, half human devils got worst on-screen couple.
Ugh.
Rambo Last Blood got worst prequel, remake, rip-off, or sequel.
That's
Really?
all right.
Cats got worst screenplay. Eddie Murphy got the Razzie Redeemer Award. And Rambo Last Blood got the worst reckless disregard for human life and public property award.
That's funny.
Okay. So how did Adam Sandler not win the Razzie?
I was
Redeemer
about
Award?
to say,
Like, the fuck.
like Eddie Murphy. I feel like he hasn't really done enough. I mean, he hasn't.
Has
What's the last
he,
thing he's
has
really
he ever
done?
won a Razzie? Eddie Murphy?
No, Norbit.
I
Probably
think he's
won
been
for Norbit.
nominated a few times.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I bet money
but
he
that
was
was a long
nominated for
time
Norbit.
ago.
Exactly.
But
Like, Adam
insane-
Sandler has won Razzies recently.
But in
Or he's
saying
been
that,
in
I think-
contention recently.
But in saying that, I think Eddie Murphy got it over Sandler because he was nominated for. I think he was nominated for Golden Globes and a few awards before his role in Dolomite.
Yeah.
And I think it's a case of I don't think Adam Sandler got the same amount of love in that award season for Uncut Gems. I don't know.
Okay.
My
so,
prediction is that the Razzie audience didn't watch Uncut Gems.
No.
That's my prediction. But
so now, heads up. Apparently, he won 3 Razzies for Norbit. He won Worst Actor, Worst Supporting Actor, and Worst Supporting Actress.
I mean, impressive.
That's very impressive. I didn't even. Who did he play for supporting? Oh no. Who's Mr. Wong? Oh no.
An Asian character in that
Oh
movie.
no.
I don't know why. I don't know why I remember a lot about Norbit. I just know he did have a few roles in that, just like the clumps.
Oh,
So
dear,
Adam
that's
Sandler has 9 Razzie awards.
a little
in
more
total.
redeeming. I would say, at least. Oh, geez, I'm just reading about because I've never seen Norbit, so and I'm kind of shocked at. Wow, this is wow. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Wow.
So Adam Sandler has 9 Razzie wins with 37 nominations. Like, I'm sorry, like that's
Maybe they're not. Maybe they need more. They want more from him.
and he had a clean sweep for Jack and Jill.
Well,
Yep.
maybe they didn't give him the award for Razzie Redeemed because they knew that he said that if he doesn't win the Oscars, they're going to get his really worst movie.
He's
Well, they're
gonna
like-
win more Razzies.
That's why
It's
they're
coming.
like, we can't do it again. We can't do it again for him. We gotta wait. Wait, was the Water Boy that bad? I can't remember.
No, Waterboy's
What is
fine.
I was like, why is he nominated for Worst Actor for Waterboy? I mean,
I don't know why he's nominated for 8 Crazy Nights either, but
oh, I haven't seen that one. Oh, it's that one. I've not seen. Yeah, I haven't seen the 8 Crazy Nights. Okay, I get Mr. Deeds. I get Jack and Jill, obviously.
Big Daddy wasn't that bad either. But whatever.
I haven't seen that one either.
Little Nicky was dumb, but
I mean, it's kind of like a shtick at this point, like doing a crazy voice and then just rolling with it. Anyway, all right. So that's your Razzies. So I guess that was the last award season of the 2019. Got last award show of the 2019 award season.
What a way to end it.
What a way to end that. I totally forgot about stuff like Norbit. Now here we are again.
I mean, the one that shocked me was Remember Last Blood getting worst prequel, etc., etc.
Yeah, right.
Because in that category, Dark Phoenix was nominated. I thought that.
I mean, that Hellboy reboot was in there too. Which, that wasn't exactly praised or critically lauded.
Yeah. But that, like, they also nominated Godzilla for some reason. And was like, that movie wasn't that bad. Like,
oh, I would disagree. I hate that movie with a passion.
Like, it underperformed, but it's definitely still kind of like fun. I will
say it looks pretty, and the monster fights are really fun. I hate every human in that movie with a bird, except Ken Watanabe, but he's Ken Watanabe, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt.
Who's the male lead in that movie? It's Peter Farmiga. Who's the male?
Kyle Chandler.
Oh, that's why.
Man, that was yes.
What do you not like, Kyle Chandler?
No, I like Kyle Chandler.
He's
Wait,
good.
me or Babe? Oh
no! I don't think he worked in the movie.
Oh no! The screenplay didn't work in that movie. They had him doing really. Everyone was doing something stupid. Bradley Whitford at least was aware of the stupidity.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, so Abe, what did you watch this quarantine time before you've had? Because we didn't get to see you last time.
Manning, I've only watched 2 movies since I've been in quarantine. However, I did watch a great movie before going into quarantine. And I want to talk about it because it's a portrait of a lady on fire.
Oh,
he saw it.
Yeah, I watched it.
How is it?
It's a normal human being. It's visually stunning, and it's a romance, and I love romances, and it just keeps building to that moment when they tell. Well, I mean, they don't tell each other they love each other, which sounds weird, but keep building. It's a perfect.
You never say it, but
Yeah, like you can feel the tension. And I was hoping for them to kiss her the whole time because since those 2 characters met.
Wait, they okay, don't tell us if they do or not. I'm about to say, don't spoil that.
Oh, I mean, it's in Hulu right now. Go watch it.
I don't have Hulu.
I sent you my account. I don't think
Dave,
that's legal.
Don't do that. Don't do illegal, that, gentlemen. Don't do that. And moving on, hey, what did you think of A Lady of Portrait on Fire?
Oh, it's a great movie.
I mean, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Highlights.
Portion of A Lady on Fire.
Both actresses are fantastic. They just, they're wearing French, and that reading subtitles in English is kind of hard. Pay attention to the movie and everything. But the movie is visual. There's not a ton of dialogue in the movie.
Oh.
Really? It's more like people staring at each other and the sounds of painting and everything. It's kind of watching ASMR at times.
I was gonna say, is this a Bob Ross?
Kind of feels like it. I watched it 2 weeks ago. What did I put on Twitter? Give me a sec.
I was about to say, no, yeah, because obviously that's a movie that we've heard about through the entire 2019.
Oh no, but honestly, I like it way more than Parasite. I mean, not way more. I like it more than Parasite. So I would have given you, if you were to ask me, I would have given that Oscar to Parasite. I'm all over the place. I need to go out.
Go for a walk, Abe. That's what you need to do. Not right now, though. We're in the middle of a.
Oh no, but other than that movie, which is great, which I'm gonna read my Twitter thing that I post. I haven't watched many things. I watched Bloodshot, which I thought it was kind of bad. It's just dumb. Like visually, it's really good. Like the action is good and everything, but it's just Vin Diesel doing what Vin Diesel does in movies that are not Fast and the Furious. I mean, if you watch one, you watch it all, pretty much. It's like what's the name of that one? The Last Witch Hunter, which is
so any movie with
yeah, exactly. I watched The Hunt, which I think it was really funny. I watched it the same day as Portrait. That movie is like, I don't get why they move it. Like that movie throws punches to everyone. Like
Yeah,
to
that's
the
what they
right,
were.
to the left. Yeah.
That's what was on a political show that I was watching.
Yeah. The thing
Certain
is,
one
like,
appeared on.
the problem was that liberals go to haunt how you call it conservatives, to put it in that way. I was gonna use another term.
Oh, I mean,
However, if you flip
really?
it, if you say conservatives go and haunt liberals, it's gonna be the exact same movie, because the point is that they made fun of those liberals that are haunting of how stupid they are. Both of the sides are stupid, like the extremist sides,
interesting.
and it's just and Betty Gilpin is really good. Her performance is what carries the movie throughout it. She's this liberal, I guess, and it all starts because of I don't want to spoil it because you really want to watch it. What do you call it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we'll get to it soon.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Oh yeah,
And,
I'll give it a shot.
and other than that, no, I haven't. I mean, I watched a Mexican movie, which I don't. It's a perfect dictatorship. It's directed by Luis Estrada, which is really good. He makes satire, and in this film, he satirizes the last presidency of Enrique Peña Nieto, of how TV how you call it?
How do I call it?
You know how Televisa, which is the big TV broadcast station, whatever.
State media.
No, I'm trying to think of the word you're talking about. I know what you're talking about though. Anyway, though.
Yeah, of how they are able to control the people, and how the media really affects the people, and especially in Mexico, which is, I mean, economically, they're not third world. However, like, it's a third world culture, and how much the media can affect the view of those people, and how they work together with the government to, to do certain things, like to put things away, like sorry, give me a second.
All right, well,
sorry, this is important. I have to go.
Okay. All right. Well, Abe has to go do something else. Quickly, before I go on my rant, because I have a rant to go off on of movies that I've watched this weekend. Because apparently I've picked really bad movies to watch, be it intentional or unintentional. Malcolm, what have you been watching?
I've watched a lot of movies.
How is that pursuit of watching a movie a day going?
It's going good. Like there's a couple of times in which I just forgot to, so I had to so I just used a movie that I've seen before as the movies that day. But because my goal is to try and watch at least a new movie a day. So
smart. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the past week I watched a lot of Ed Harris movies for Bankham. So I saw Apollo 13 for the first time.
Ooh, nice.
I just watched just before this Spencer Confidential, which isn't good.
We talked about that. I'm not exactly rushing out to see that.
But yeah, I also watched both Planes movies and both National Treasures.
Oh, okay. And what is your thought on National Treasure?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I actually had seen the first one a long time ago, but I remembered why I never saw the sequel because I never liked the first one a lot. I just thought it was slow.
What?
You thought it was slow?
Slow?
That is like the one description I wouldn't use for the first National Treasure.
I will say though, do you like American history at all?
I care about it. I mean,
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
I mean, for me, I just thought the first one was just an okay movie, and didn't make me want to rush out to watch the sequel. The sequel was a lot worse.
I will
Yes,
agree
the
with that.
sequel is garbage. And I agree with your description. I just think that the first one is a lot of fun. It
Yes.
is just okay, but it's a lot of fun.
I concur. Like, as someone who that I remember that movie. Do you guys? It's gonna be real interesting if y'all even remember this. But do you guys ever watch Liberty's Kids growing up, or have heard of it on PBS?
No, Danny. No.
Okay, cool. I was a little kid. All right, I grew up watching Liberty's Kids as one of the things on PBS, and it was literally about the American Revolution. For those of you who remember it, those listening, I am not alone. It's lasted for about literally like a season or two because it was literally just kids living within the American Revolution and from their perspective. And as a kid, that was the coolest thing ever because I loved that time period in history and how they integrated that with National Treasure. I remember those two things kind of like made me appreciate and love history, specifically the American history. So I give them props for that, for getting me excited. So National Treasure has a special place in my heart. Plus, it's Nick Cage being Nick Cage. I'm
gonna steal the Declaration of
Independence. Yes, come on. Come on. Who hasn't said that in their lifetime? All right. Hey, I've just casually gone up to, DC and like, I'm just going to steal the Declaration of Independence. I'm not going to do that impression again. It was bad. Any
Also,
other
now
movies?
having gone and seen where the Declaration is, like it really wouldn't be possible.
No, it's not. A lot of the stuff they're doing is not possible.
I mean, you'd be done by just leaving the house these day and age.
I mean, now it's like, you've left the house. Get back in.
Oh, no.
It's like, you can't do that.
Shoot him.
Shoot him. Wait, hold up. We've gotten real far, real deep, real quick. Anything else you saw, Malcolm?
I mean, as I said, I've seen a lot. If I rattled down all the movies I've seen since we last recorded, we'll be here all night.
Well, look at Malcolm seeing all these movies. Like, I'm proud of you. You're seeing more movies than we're seeing. I'm proud of you, Malcolm. What's your favorite movie you've seen so far this year?
I'm back.
He's back. Abe's back.
Back in the New York groove.
I mean, my favorite 2020 movie I've seen this year is Emma.
Yes.
Oh, I watched that too.
Wait, Abe, what'd you think?
It's something about the genre of those movies.
Man.
And it's something I found out because I was like, this is really good. Everything's really good. But it's a genre, like Sense of Sensibility. I don't like them. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I don't enjoy watch Little Women. It's a genre. That's the thing. I just don't connect with those kind of stories. I don't know. It's a cultural thing or something, but it's just
It might be.
I think it's that because I just cannot with those. They have to have like kind of a little flavor, like a twist, like a favorite kind of movie for me to like it. Because they're like Emma is PG, so there's not a lot of. I mean, there's a ton of meat, but there's not like what?
Nudity?
What do you say?
What do you want nudity in your period?
No, but the thing is, like, they don't have an edge.
Manning, I can go for a lot more nudity in my period pieces.
I was about to say, if that's what we're looking for, the favorite is still there. So,
What is still there?
The favorite.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, they need to have like a different take on the genre for me to like them.
The genre itself doesn't excite you, but what they do with the genre or how they change it is what excites you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've noticed it with Little Women and now Emma is that I can watch it and see it and understand it and grasp it.
And objectively say, I like this is a good film, but it's not one that speaks to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. No, we all have, I'm sure we all have a genre that we're like, I don't get it. Like, but I see the quality in there. Like,
it's like people with horror.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what it is, what that is for me. I think it's like
for me, it's foreign movies.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's true.
That's a cultural thing, and it's not.
So I'm trying to think of what that is for me. I can't say like maybe rom-com because like rom-com is something I'm never excited to see. Like, I'll take a romance movie. I mean, well, besides like Nicholas Sparks, Hallmark stuff, I don't care about that. But a good quality romance movie. That's why I think always those period pieces of like I love them because I grew up on a lot of those classic literature that it's based off on. So seeing that come to life, I'm a big fan. Plus, I love the way they talk. That you have bewitched me, body and soul from Pride and Prejudice. Ugh, so good.
You know which one I liked? Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Of course you did.
And
course you did.
That hurts my feelings more than you saying that you didn't like these other ones.
Yes.
I have a crush on Lily James. That's the thing.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I get it, but
if we like movies only based on who we had crushes on, I don't know.
you have no idea how many movies I like because of my celebrity crushes.
Well,
please list them all out right now.
I don't know what to tell you with that one.
Yeah, let's say we're not your therapist, Dave. We can't help you with that. We can't help you. Like, well, I can't tell you.
It's not like the show had whales to go off.
No, I mean,
sorry, Malcolm, for interrupting you.
Distinctly above my pay grade.
We have no rails, so it's okay. Is that all you had, Malcolm? What were you talking about?
But my favorite movie is of the ones that I haven't seen before that aren't 2020 releases is Warrior.
Wait, what?
What? Sorry.
Warrior.
Gloria.
The Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton movie.
It's just in general you've seen. Okay.
A Warrior. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I definitely thought you said Gloria. Which...
Singing Gloria.
Very different movie.
Does anyone else automatically think of I, Tanya, or was that just me from that one trailer? Because they did a trailer where they did Gloria, and that was it. Or maybe it was actually the movie. Anyway, okay, moving on. All right, so for me... Oh, wait, were you done, Malcolm?
Yeah. Okay,
so, all right. Y'all ready for a hot take, or I guess a rant, more specifically?
Yeah.
All right, so
Sure.
I am not a big... Okay, let me rephrase that. I have never been growing up the biggest James Bond fan. It's something that's never really excited me. So I've seen a couple here. I've seen like Thunderball. I've seen Skyfall, Casino Royale. The newer one with Daniel Craig, and then like maybe a couple like Diamonds Are Forever, some random ones back in the day with Roger Moore, Sean Connery. But I've never seen a single Pierce Brosnan one, and they're all on Netflix right now. So I decided to binge this weekend all 4 movies, and I saw all 4 this weekend. What garbage are these movies? Okay, listen, they're fun in some aspects.
One is really good, and the rest are terrible.
Okay, GoldenEye is because GoldenEye. I'm assuming we're talking about GoldenEye.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't pick out which one is really good, then we have other problems.
See, I liked it at first, and then I kept seeing the other ones, and I kept picking on a formula they kept redoing over and over again. Like, okay, there's a villain, and there's ultimately a betrayal that happens somewhere underneath, and then James Bond. Maybe that's why I've never really enjoyed James Bond. It feels similar to what has been done before with a different either modern twist or older twist depending on the decade that it was done in. And this one felt you could tell this was done in the 90s. Felt very akin to that, especially early 2000s when they brought out some weird techno electronic for the Die Another Day or no thank you. And then I never realized how many puns they used in the Pierce Brosnan movies. Like it's ridiculous. I literally went to my sister she's in the other room minding her own business, and I kept pausing it every minute or so saying, all right, they had another pun, just because the puns were becoming obsessant, especially in Die Another Day, which I will admit the ice castle set piece is pretty cool. That was not meant to be cool. Wow.
Which one is that where he goes surfing on something?
That's the one.
The world.
That's the only one I watched, and I remember as a kid saying, "This looks dumb."
Do y'all have any connection to the Pierce Brosnan ones besides the best one, GoldenEye?
No, GoldenEye is the best one, but
did anyone play the? Oh, go ahead, Malcolm.
I haven't watched the James Bond movies in ages. The only one I kind of remember seeing and I actually don't hate is Die Another Day.
Wait, that one, the one where he surfs on the tsunami, the art in Iceland. Okay.
I like the scene at the beginning of Die Another Day where he's in the DMZ and then he's getting like tortured.
Yeah, that's
Like-
actually see, the problem with the Pierce Brosnan ones, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It had moments of extreme old James Bond camp and some of the newer, grittier feel that I felt in the Daniel Craig ones. And I think that maybe that's a criticism that's been levied before, but that is the mixing of tones that happened with the excessive puns and the dark, let's torture Bond and have him kill people. Like, let's have him kill, spoiler alert. I believe it was Die Another Day. Not Die Another Day. The World Is Not Enough. The World Is Not Enough. He kills, spoiler alert, one of the villains who turned someone he, had feelings with, and he killed her like in cold blood. Which, cool, she's a bad guy. But they're throwing these really darker things, and then he's throwing out a pun a little later. And it felt tonally off, very tonally inconsistent in a way that didn't really jive with what they were going for. And maybe that was what they were going for.
Who directed those movies? I know GoldenEye was Michael Campbell. Yeah,
Martin Campbell.
Martin Campbell, sorry. I was thinking about the guy from the Facebook group. But who directed the other three?
I think it was a different person.
Lee Tamahoy did World Is Not Enough, I think.
Michael Apted did one of them. I don't know what it was, though. Because I remember seeing that and thinking, oh, I know you've done something before. He did The World Is Not Enough. He direct. Ooh. Oh.
Tomorrow Never Dies was Roger Spottiswoode.
Lee Tamahoy did Die Another Day.
Interesting. Yeah, these movies felt so strange to me. I don't know why, but they felt very much like they were campy but also serious. They didn't know what they wanted to be. Also, there's a lot of famous people in these movies that I didn't realize were like, we had Jonathan Pryce coming on as the villain over there. John Cleese was in this. Michelle Yeoh. Halle Berry, well, obviously I knew about Halle Berry, but Rosamund Pike was also in this. Like, all these famous people that I didn't realize were in these movies, because James Bond has been something I've never really seen. So it was kind of like a shock to me. Go ahead, Abe.
They weren't famous at the time. So that's weird. It's
John
like
Cleese was famous.
Oh, no, but like John Travolta and Carrie.
Cleese was famous when that came out.
I remember when I watched Carrie the first time, it was, oh, this is John Travolta. Just as an example.
For what?
I mean,
Carrie, the girl.
Carrie?
Yeah, he did Carrie.
John Travolta was in Carrie.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, this
was
motherfucker is famous right now.
Huh.
What's his first role?
wait a second. Hold on a second.
I had to look at it too.
Oh.
I'm like, oh.
I guess that was 1 year before he decided, or before he became mega famous with Saturday Night Fever. Carrie was before that. Noted.
But I remember watching, talking about James Bond, those movies. I remember watching pieces of it because there was a marathon a long time ago. And it was like, remember it right now? It's like they were a product of the 2000s and 90s. Because I go, like the first Mission Impossible movie. There's some really...
Yeah, but they weren't like good of that era. Like Mission Impossible was way better. Like,
oh, yeah, of course.
I was always a big James Bond fan. But, like, I could tell that the one, like, because I liked the back catalog mostly. But, like, I found myself, when these new ones would come out, I was just like, well, why? Why is this?
It felt like same thing.
Yeah. And, like, I had a connection to Pierce Brosnan because he was the avatar for the video games. And obviously, GoldenEye, the video game.
That's where I knew GoldenEye.
Wildly famous. And anybody who grew up in that era knows that life. But
just say, when I watched GoldenEye for the first time this Saturday, I kept thinking, oh, this is that level from the video game. I remember this level. I remember all you really needed was throwing the golden gun in, and then it definitely would be a N64 GoldenEye game.
I mean, fun fact, half the Brosnan Bonds was was directed by New Zealanders.
Oh, well, I hope that's not the best product they've given us yet. I have to say.
But like when The World Is Not Enough came out and Die Another Day came out, like I think a lot of us really thought that was like sort of the end. Like this had just gotten too ridiculous. At least that was what I thought at that point in my life. I was just like,
that's what we all thought about Spectre, and there's been a new one with Daniel Craig.
No, but Spectre is not that bad.
It's
it's not about like that ending. You know, when he goes into the building.
I haven't seen it. Oh. Don't spoil it.
Manny, why haven't you watched this movie?
James Bond has never been something that I've actively gone out. I saw Skyfall for Roger Deakins. That's why I saw Skyfall.
I've only watched the first two, like the old Dr. Nolan from Russia with Love, and
you've seen the new Casino Royale, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Me or Abe?
I watch all Daniel Craig movies.
Oh yeah, I've seen the new Casino Royale, because that was one people were like, "Oh, actively go see that," and I was like, "Okay, it's on Netflix. Let me go see it." So I didn't see when it came out, but I've seen it I think last year I saw it or something like that. My goal is by the time it finally releases, I'll have seen every James Bond film. So
what Bonds have
I seen?
Who has seen everybody? Malcolm and Abe, have you seen all of them?
No, I've only seen Brosnan, the older one, which I cannot remember his name for some reason.
Timothy Dalton.
No, the oldest one.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, I knew his name. And Daniel Craig. Those three.
So you haven't seen any Roger Moore or any?
No, I'm going from Russia with Love, so that's the
Roger Moore was my first James Bond, so that was funny to seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What have I? All right, so I'm curious now. Let's. All right. So these are the official Eon production films that have come out. So, okay. Who's seen Dr. No?
Yeah.
Oh, so I have not seen Dr. No. Who's seen From Russia with Love? That was the second one. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I've seen that one randomly.
I watched it too.
Goldfinger.
Nope.
Yeah, which is awesome, by the way.
I haven't seen Goldfinger, surprisingly. And then I saw Thunderball.
Okay.
Randomly.
That's weird. It's weird that you haven't seen Goldfinger, but you have seen Thunderball.
Okay, let me. I've seen them on TV as a kid. I was watching, I have no idea what's going on. I literally had no idea. And then we're like, well, we're turning this part off. But other than that, I watched them, and it's I remember I have vivid imageries of certain things, some vivid imageries from Man with the Golden Gun about the shootout in the mirror maze or whatever that place was called. I have images still like that in my brain. So it makes no sense whatsoever. But oh well, c'est la vie. But no one here has seen all of them, right?
I've seen them all.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, I was super into it as a kid.
Okay. Even on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes, I would go to Blockbuster and I would rent them every week.
Okay, and wow.
Damn.
I would get a couple per weekend and then just crush them out.
How old were you? What's a kid consider?
Oh, I was probably
8,
9, 10 in that range, probably.
That's interesting. Because as a kid, I don't know a kid that likes James. I mean, you can enjoy them, but I don't think you can. You
don't think I can what, Abe?
No, as a kid, that's I think I see James Bond more like a teenage something that interesting. I mean, if I was a kid and I saw some of the girls in the James Bond films, I would be interested too. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but probably that would interested me.
So maybe I did start at 8 or 9. And so GoldenEye came out when I was 6 or 7. Something like that, and so it was shortly after that game that I was like, okay, I like this video game, so maybe I should watch these movies.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. I was not a video game guy, so
Now, I will add. Did you guys? Maybe this is just me seeing these with new eyes because back then I didn't care or notice. Probably more notice. Does anyone else get annoyed at the trope of basically Bond just looks at a woman and it's just like, well, I guess that I'm all that because I wanted him to get taken down a peg so often. I'm like, oh come on, someone just put him down a little bit, please. And maybe that's just Pierce Brosnan. I don't know what it was because I didn't notice that with some of the others. Just me?
No,
okay.
I mean, it's just endemic to the character, right? Like,
it is. It
yeah.
is. Maybe that's why I never liked him because as a character, I'm just like, oh, he used the same thing over and over again. It's not interesting. But that's why I liked Casino Royale a lot because it did something really different to the character, and I was like, oh, this is really good.
But isn't that what happens like with pretty much every single old movie when you see something that doesn't make sense? That's all right. Because I remember watching Dr. No a couple years ago, and I was like, this is kind of misogynist, kind of.
Which is the character, I get it.
Yeah, so it's like kind of a product of its time. So.
Which is weird because Daniel Craig's version is definitely obviously because the times have changed a lot more. James Bond had to be updated slightly. Of course, he's still charming and debonair and kind of knows what he likes with his martini, but it's not the same level of how do I say this? Not the same level of, I don't want to say the word misogyny because we've used that already, but I guess just the same level of careless, reckless abandon that could level on as literally they joke about in Tomorrow Never Dies, I think it was, or Goldeneye. Moneypenny literally jokes this could be labeled as sexual assault. I'm like, well, we're going there. Okay. At least they know. I'm like,
I mean, they're more self-conscious of.
I'm not. They realized it at least. I'll give them that. But
in
anyway,
Casino Royale, if I'm not mistaken, he only is with Eva Green's character, right?
He loved her. Yeah.
No, he's with that other lady at the start.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah. But that's for the mission, and then also for him.
He has to use his entire body to complete missions.
Oh goodness. Also, what is with all these puns and innuendos and the Pierce Brosnan? I mean, for real, it's James Bond.
Well, I mean, the Roger Moore ones are definitely the height of camp. Like,
oh yeah,
they're. Did you just like light a lighter, Abe?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
that actually works.
It does, yes.
No, I just have to say, when I watch movies, fire doesn't light things that much. It actually does.
It does. So,
sorry.
I have to ask a production question, which I know is not going to be relevant to any of our viewers. So, or listeners. Abe has a completely dark box, which he lights up every so often with something. And I'm just curious, do you not have like a ceiling light? Like,
oh no, I do.
Are you in like a dark cube somewhere?
Oh no, I'm in my house. I love lighting. I just have a mess right now.
Ah, that's why he doesn't.
We all do. It's a quarantine mess.
Oh no, but like, because I'm at home right now, and I actually have a light that I want. But like the other episodes, like the last episodes before this one, I was in my dorm, and I don't like the light there because it's yellow light, and I hate yellow light, which is kind of stupid. But I hate how that light looks, and I always have it turned off because I don't like it, and I like natural light.
Okay. Yeah, we've learned something new.
I can see why you're not at your dorm anymore. It's probably very,
apartment.
Apartment. There you go. What was I going to add upon that? Yeah, no, that's my journey right now going through. You guys know if anything off the top of your head, if any streaming services have automatically any of the James Bond stuff besides the Pierce Brosnan?
I do not know. Head?
And you guys are in other countries, so it's probably different.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing you were doing, but with Star Trek, and I just couldn't.
Like the TV shows or
the movies.
Okay.
I fell asleep at The Search of Spock. That's the third one, right?
I've heard about that. Yeah, Search for Spock.
Yeah, I fell asleep in that one. No, because the first one's really bad. It's so slow. which is directed by the guy who directed West Side Story, which I cannot remember his name.
I can't remember the guy who directed West Side Story. It was Roger.
Richard Wise.
Yeah, that was it. Wise was his last name. Robert Wise. Robert Wise.
He directed.
Here we go. So close.
And I was like, no, I don't. And then I watched Wrath of Khan, and I was like, this movie is great. And then I watched Sergio Spock, and I fell asleep and never went back.
But that's how they go. The odds are bad, and the evens are good.
Really?
Yes.
So the
Sergio
one
Spock is bad.
Apparently, it's not a joke. It's real.
Voyage Home is good. I mean, or it's goodish. The Final Frontier is horrible. And The Undiscovered Country is good. What the hell? Which one was the first of the Next Generation ones? No, that's the second one. It's good. So it's Generations, which is bad, and then First Contact, which is good, and then the next two are just bad. Insurrection and Nemesis are both bad. So
that doesn't apply to the Abrams one, right? Because good Star Trek 2009.
No.
Yeah, no. Star Trek 2009 is good. Actually, I like all three.
I mean, Wrath of Khan is good, but like it's
all three of them are good.
Into Darkness, yeah, they're fine.
Those are all good.
But the third one is just fun.
But up through First Contact, its evens are good, odds are bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch just the evens.
I mean, if Beyond didn't have Sabotage in the soundtrack, it would have been a much better movie. But it's still a fun movie.
It has one of the best jokes in sci-fi and stuff. Do you put a tracker in your girlfriend or something like that? Spock says people.
Put a tracker in your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And what else? That kind of wraps up the James Bond discussion until we finally get No Time to Die, whenever that's going to be.
You know what's the time to die?
What?
No, I was gonna make a really bad joke. So.
Oh. Please don't.
I mean, at least we've got all.
Yeah.
At least we've got all the time. At least we've got all the time to watch all the Bond movies now.
We do have all the time in the world, but the world is not enough for this. Oh man, it's contagious. The puns.
But we're all just going to die another day.
Exactly. But we'll find some.
You can see how Ryan feels so bad for us. Like, yeah.
Once the sky falls.
Yeah.
Scream for your
I mean, and why Teddy's just thinking, Doctor, no.
No, Doctor, no. Oh, okay. But you know what's gonna last, right?
Diamonds,
because they're forever. Okay, all right. Okay, bring it in.
How you do one pun with Octopussy?
You just say the name and it's a horrible name. It's literally a horrible name, guys. I can't say it without blushing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I just want to mute that now. Like just put a beep whenever that word is done or something for the podcast. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, that's the Bond girl in
yeah, I know.
Pussy Galore. So.
Jeez. I love how I gotta take water. Jeez. I love how every Bond girl has this very, what's the word? Also, can I just say how horrible Christmas Jones is as a character? Like Denise Richards, what were you doing? Like, ugh, that was Die Another Day. Or sorry, that was Live. The World's Not Enough. Christmas Jones. What a name, Christmas Jones.
Xenia on the top.
Xenia on the top. So subtle.
Christmas only comes once a year.
Oh no. Can we just appreciate I've never read any of Ian Fleming's novels, so I want to know if at what point did they start just making up names?
They're okay. They're just
Oh my goodness. What was I gonna say? Okay, no, that's James Bond. The only other movie that I saw this weekend, actually no, last week, that of any note, I finally saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I missed that. It's weird, I know, but it was on there. I needed some. I needed some distraction, and I found out. Dude, have any of y'all the old Disney DVD films? When you have the I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm trying to my best of my knowledge. If anyone listening remembers, let me know, because I feel low. Me and my sister got this, but at the very beginning of every Disney DVD, it started with Captain Jack Sparrow when he said, "We have our heading." Cut to Peter Pan, here we go, and then a narrator voice said, "From the magic within our hearts," and underneath all that is the Robin Hood theme. It's something Disney used from Robin Hood, a movie they do not own, to my knowledge. And all this time, I thought it was original. So my mind was blown for the next 2 days because something that I had listened to as a child all this time is this Disney DVD digital opening, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is to this day. I just know that it was on DVDs.
We have our heading.
Here we go!
From the magic within our hearts to the adventure beyond the horizon.
They used the theme of Robin Hood. So every time I heard the theme of Robin Hood, it took me out of the movie because I kept thinking of Disney. Also, the movie's not good. It's really bad. But Alan Rickman's amazing because he knows what he's in and he's having a ham of a time. But Kevin Costner, severely miscast. Screenplay is atrocious. Some great action set pieces though, so I'll give him that. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there to make sure anyone else had heard that before or had known beforehand. Do you all know the theme for Robin Hood at least by heart at all, or?
I thought the theme was the Bryan Adams song.
It's da 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 da. No one else. Obviously, y'all don't know the Disney DVD opening. I figured that much out, but I don't know. That took me out of the movie.
I'm listening to it now. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember that from the Disney DVDs of that era, but like, okay.
Like, it wasn't even Blu-ray; it was the DVDs. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there more so than that I saw the movie, just to make sure I wasn't crazy enough, at least for this.
I mean,
maybe I'll have to go plug in a DVD. I'll go play a Disney DVD.
I will find it and I will send it all to you.
What era? Like what years are we talking? Like what movie were you watching on Disney DVD?
The Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
The
I think I have one. I think I have that.
I will find it for you.
Also, to answer your question about the Bond movies and the last books that was actually written was Octopussy and Living Daylights, which was the last actual books. All the other ones were just sort of made up as they went on.
Mm-hmm.
Until they went back and actually adapted Casino Royale and other books.
Yeah, even though it's not like the book at all. But
okay, it is on the National Treasure DVD. I'm looking at it now. I'm going to send
don't
it to
have
you
that
guys.
on DVD, so.
Okay. You have it on Blu-ray. It's also on the Blu-ray, apparently.
I do not have that on Blu-ray. I have
Never
it on
mind.
digital. But
Okay, so I'm going to link this in the description so you all can figure this out. Because literally, they played it. It's called Movies Magic More trailer, and it was to get people to buy Blu-ray. They played it on the DVDs to get you excited for the Blu-ray to go upgrade. Because this was around the time when Blu-ray started to come out. And they wanted to get people ramped up for that. I mean, I'm sure it was on some Blu-rays as well, too. But for me, I only had DVDs because I didn't have a Blu-ray player.
So it wouldn't have been on the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Like maybe it would have been on like later editions, but not when they first came out with that movie.
Later editions, like when did Pirates of the Caribbean come out? 2003, right?
Yeah, and Blu-rays didn't come out until like 2007, 2008.
Okay.
Right? Or was it a little bit earlier?
When did
the first Pirates of the Caribbean?
Now we're gonna find out.
Well, before Blu-ray became like a real, like it was a thing earlier, but like it wasn't a really big thing until like 07, 08, I thought. I could be wrong.
I'm looking at that now. I'm curious, but it is. I will send that to you, and you all can.
Yeah, so Blu-ray was first released on June 2006.
Wow. Okay.
So,
All right, so maybe it wasn't for Blu-rays in particular, because this thing I'm looking for says this was on the 2004 National Treasure release. So this might have. When was this for?
Well,
I need to double check this, but
Send it
probably
around.
not it's not factual, probably. Yeah. Regardless, those are the movies we've seen during quarantine. Because right now I'm working from home, so I have a lot more time on my hands. Anyway, yeah. So that's the show. That's the show, guys. Because we just kind of been chatting. That's literally what it's going to be, probably for the foreseeable future, until we have some idea of what's going to happen for the rest of the year, because some things are going to change.
Months, years,
Well,
maybe.
U.S. social distancing guidelines just got extended through the end of April today. So
Whoa. I think
Good
they're going
announce-
to extend a little more.
little announcement from the president there.
Yep.
We'll see.
I honestly think we should, at the minimum, 3 months. So probably nothing's going to be concrete, probably till June, at least in my mind. For us, maybe July. We'll see. However, during this time, I just want to encourage you all to wash your hands, spend the time you have with those who are in your house. Be thankful for that, because you may not get that time a lot. I know some people are taking advantage of that, and some people who wish they could escape. But for those of you who are staying inside and being conscious, thank you for that. That is very important right now. The sooner we can beat this, the sooner we can get on with our sense of normalcy and can fight this and hopefully save lives. We're not asking you to go to war. We're asking you to stay inside. So you can do that, because movies exist, guys. Go watch them. But anyway, Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me in my house or at my office, and literally nowhere else, or online at our Academy.
That's the spirit. And then Abe.
Manning, you can find me on Twitter at AbrahamAnthony5. Why am I talking like Christopher Walken? You can follow me on Instagram at AbrahamFlores25, and you cannot add me on Facebook because I don't care about your life, and you shouldn't care about mine either. And guess what? I don't even have my mom on Facebook, so guess how much I take seriously.
Because he's a wonderful son.
No, because she puts some dumb things sometimes. I tell her.
You said so. She knows. And
She's
then
nice.
Malcolm.
Yeah, you can find me on Take 3 hosting Renkum in Late Night with Take 3, and also on the Fan Leagues.
And you can find me. It's still really hot in here. My AC's not working, so this is wonderful right now. But you can find me melting at my house until we can get this fixed. And you can also find me when I'm not melting on Twitter at Cine_Man. That's CINE_MANN, as well as on the interwebs on my YouTube channel, Manning Franks, and just kind of around the space. Thank you all for listening, watching, whatever, any of them, all the above. We'll see you in the next episode of Gone with the Wind, because Lord knows, in 2 weeks, something's going to change. Something else will be different. We'll be in a different state of where we were. So thank you guys again. Bye.